Unspoken Issues.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first primer for episodes here on the Source Material Comics feed. The purpose of this show is to get you ready for Monday's episode. I'll go ahead and lay out a trigger warning here. If AI speakers are something you don't agree with, then feel free to skip this episode. This show is not necessary to enjoy our conversation on Mondays. But I've gone through the effort of gathering some facts from the internet, putting them together, and creating a quick, close to 10-minute episode on the creative team and the franchise/characters that we're getting ready to talk about. So if you're okay with that, let's get into it.
Tomorrow's episode of Unspoken Issues is going to be all about issue 4 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Image Comics in 1996. Let's take a few minutes and look at the franchise, the move from Mirage to Image, the creative team behind the Turtles, and the creative team behind the issue we are about to read. Perhaps you don't know who the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are. Simply, they are a team of 4 anthropomorphic turtles named Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. Mutated by a mysterious ooze, they are trained in ninjutsu by their rat sensei, Master Splinter. Living in the sewers of New York City, they combat various villains, most notably the Foot Clan and their leader, Shredder. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, 2 comic book enthusiasts who met in Northampton, Massachusetts. In 1983, they collaborated to create a comic book that parodied the popular comics of the time, particularly those by Marvel Comics. Using their tax refund money and a loan from Eastman's uncle, they self-published the first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in May 1984. The comic was an instant success, leading to multiple printings and the formation of Mirage Studios, their independent publishing company. Eastman and Laird's creation quickly gained a cult following, far exceeding their initial expectations. By June 1985, the 4th issue of TMNT was released, solidifying the Turtles' presence in the comic world. In late 1985, Palladium Books released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness, a role-playing game based on the series, and the first collected volume of the comics was published in December of 1986. This period marked the beginning of the Turtles' expansion beyond comic books. The franchise reached new heights in December 1987 with the premiere of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated TV series. This show introduced the Turtles to a broader audience and significantly boosted the franchise's popularity. In 1988, Playmates Toys launched the first line of TMNT action figures, which became a massive commercial success. The animated series continued to expand its reach and solidify the Turtles' place in pop culture through the late 1980s and early 1990s. March 1990 marked a significant milestone with the release of the first live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, directed by Steve Barron, which became a box office hit. The sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze, followed in March 1991, and while it received mixed reviews, it continued the franchise's success. A third live-action movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, was released in March 1993, taking the Turtles back in time to feudal Japan, though it received lukewarm reviews. Throughout these years, the animated series continued to dominate TV ratings, and the toy line remained popular among children. By 1993, the TMNT animated series had reached its peak in popularity, producing new episodes and maintaining a top-selling toy line. In 1994, Archie Comics' TMNT Adventures series, which began in 1988, continued to offer new stories and expand the TMNT universe. Although the franchise saw a slight decline in popularity as the initial fan base grew older, it remained a significant presence in the comic and toy markets. In 1996, the original TMNT animated series aired its final season, concluding a successful run that had established the Turtles as enduring icons of pop culture. Despite the end of the original series, the TMNT franchise continued to thrive through comics, video games, and ongoing merchandise. Now, let's focus on the comics. Throughout the late 1980s and early 1990s, the TMNT comic book series continued to evolve. The initial issue's success led to a black and white comics boom, inspiring numerous parodies and contributing to a speculative investment craze in independent comics. By 1989, the Turtles had firmly established themselves in other media, prompting Eastman and Laird to oversee the burgeoning franchise, which affected their direct involvement in the comic. Despite this, notable story arcs like Return to New York and City at War maintained the series' continuity and critical acclaim. In October 1993, Mirage Studios launched Volume 2 of the TMNT comic as a full-color series, written and illustrated by Jim Lawson. However, declining popularity and internal challenges led to the series' cancellation after just 13 issues in October 1995. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures, an American comic book series published by Archie Comics, ran from August 1988 to October 1995. Initially adapting episodes from the 1987 animated television series, the comic quickly developed its own identity, diverging into original storylines by issue number 5 under the creative direction of Mirage artists Ryan Brown and Stephen Murphy. Known for incorporating social and environmental themes, the series introduced numerous new characters, such as Man Ray, Leatherhead, Wingnut, and Screwloose, who later formed the Mighty Mutanimals. The main series spanned 72 issues, supplemented by annuals, specials, and miniseries, appealing to a younger audience than the darker Mirage Studios TMNT comics. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures series is notable for its major story arcs and unique characters. Early issues adapted TV episodes, but as the series progressed, it embraced original plots and introduced concepts like intergalactic wrestling on Stump Asteroid and battles against environmental villains. Significant storylines include the Turtles' adventures in space and encounters with alien threats like Maligna and the Malignoids. The series also explored deeper themes, such as pollution and deforestation, with arcs like Return to the Savage Land and Midnight Sun. Characters like the Warrior Dragon and Ninjara became central to the narrative, showcasing the Turtles' diverse and evolving universe. The series' conclusion in 1995 marked the end of an era for the Archie TMNT, leaving a lasting impact on the franchise's comic book history. Now as we get into 1996, Erik Larsen, known for his breakout character Savage Dragon and works at Marvel, has begun to publish the books under the Image banner. Our writer for TMNT issue 4, Gary Carlson, is a pivotal figure in the world of independent comics, known for his work as the publisher of Megaton Comics and the creator of Big Bang Comics. In 1981, he founded Megaton Comics, a company that gained a devoted following despite operating in what could be considered the minor leagues of the comic industry, during a time dominated by major publishers like Marvel and DC. Carlson's Megaton Comics stood out for its unique energy and style, which didn't conform to the mainstream. This nonconformity allowed artists to work in their own styles with minimal interference, fostering a creative environment that attracted many talented individuals. Carlson's work with Megaton Comics significantly influenced the comic book industry, especially during the black and white explosion of the mid-1980s. Despite the challenges of competing with numerous new titles and navigating the industry's financial instability, Megaton Comics became a launchpad for many artists who later achieved fame at larger companies, such as Erik Larsen and Rob Liefeld. Carlson's approach to publishing, which involved finding and nurturing professional-level artists and giving them creative freedom, helped shape the careers of many notable comic creators. His later creation, Big Bang Comics, continued this tradition by paying homage to classic superhero comics while developing a distinctive style and universe of its own. Carlson's impact on the industry is evident in the enduring legacy of the artists and stories that emerged from his innovative and supportive publishing philosophy. This issue's artist, Frank Fosco, is a seasoned comic book artist whose career began in 1983 with Megaton Comics, where he worked on the anthology series Megaton. He gained industry recognition for his work on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, particularly during its Image Comics run. Fosco's early career included collaborations with Gary Carlson, and he later teamed up with Erik Larsen on various projects, including backup stories for Savage Dragon. His work with DC Comics began in 1994, contributing to titles such as Legionnaires and Robin. A highlight of Fosco's career was penciling the Fantastic Four, the world's greatest comics magazine for Marvel, fulfilling a lifelong dream with inks by Bruce Timm. Inspired by Jack Kirby, Fosco created the character Ethrian in his youth. Currently based in the Chicago area, Fosco continues to work in comics, collaborating with Chuck Dixon on the webcomic Something Big for Arkhaven Comics and appearing at comic conventions throughout the Midwest. Now you have a good starting point for tomorrow's episode of Unspoken Issues on the 4th issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Jesse, Evan, and Chris hope you join them for a totally tubular time as they head back to the 90s to talk some turtles. See you then.
Thanks for joining us. Unspoken Issues is part of the UnspokenDecade.com, the home for 90s comics, blogs, and podcasts. Unspoken Issues also has a Facebook group you can join if you are interested. Just search the Unspoken Issues podcast and request to join. All of this would not be possible without W2Mnet.com, so make sure to seek them out for more podcasts. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please feel free to share, and we look forward to entertaining you again soon.